Gerald, you said at media day you were hoping that maybe you could showcase some of your striking in there. How do you grade your performance in there based off of what happened?
I think it went pretty well. I guess it was kind of probably for the fans a little bit slower of a start, but I was just fighting a smart technical fight at first, and Bruno Silva is a really dangerous guy. And if you run in there like that, you can get put to sleep real quick. So I had to play the smart game and show off some of my other moves, and I think it went well.
You also said that even in your past fights, when you hope to showcase your striking, you do, but you kind of whittle them away and then submit them. That's pretty much what happens in this too. So did you envision this end? Is this how you envisioned this fight ending in there as well?
Yeah, I was hoping. I thought I was going to get a walk-off because, I've seen fights stop for less. And I admired my work a little too long, and then I, came in probably a little too close. He grabbed a hold of me, and I was hitting him, and I was like, man, this dude's too tough. He's going to cling onto my leg, and I ain't going to be able to get him out of there. So I just went to my bread and butter, and I got a hold of the neck, and he was so far rocked at that point, there was no way he was getting out of it.
And then that left that dropped him. Was that something you had planned specifically for Bruno, or just something that you knew you could capitalize in the moment?
That's just something I like to do. And I know he reaches and overextends himself, and me and my guy Jason Stroud, we have been working on staying kind of back and just waiting for that left and dropping it. And, I dropped that little anchor punch and put him down, and that was all she wrote.
And I believe you called out Petroski. We couldn't really hear it back then.
Yeah. No, he called me out after his last fight, and I just said, hey, you want the smoke, run it. Let's go.
Gerald, I was actually just curious, going into that third round, just what were you feeling? Because it felt like, there might have been some momentum changes, and it felt like, hey, one of these guys might have to really put it on. Did you feel very comfortable, like, hey, you know what, I'm still in control of this, I'm going to get this done, decision or finish?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch myself, and I was in there, so it's kind of hard for me to tell, right? But I felt like momentum was on my side the whole time. There was like maybe 2 moments where Silva caught me with some good strikes where he cracked me pretty good, and I kind of had to bail out of there, but I felt like I had the momentum through the whole fight, and, I could see him getting tired, especially in between that second and third round. We were looking, and he was gassing, and I felt fresh, so I knew it was like, I'm either just going to put a pace on you, and you're going to have to give me something, or you're going to open yourself up, I'm going to capitalize on it.
Congrats on a great finish.
Thank you. Have you had the opportunity to watch Andre Petroski at all? And, what do you make of his skill set as an opponent?
He likes to wrestle and grapple a lot. But yeah, I've seen one of his fights, but yeah, he's not bad at all. No knocks against his skills. We know some of the same people. I know he comes from a really good storied school with a lot of good grapplers, but hey, someone says my name, I'm down to get froggy, so let's go.
Is there a date that you would like that fight to go down, or when do you want to get back in?
Truth be told, I've been told that I may need some work done on my shoulder, but it feels good if I can wait on that and keep riding this because it doesn't dislocate or anything. Then we'll see. But if I am good to go, another 3-4 months and let's do it.
Would it be hard to go back to the Apex after fighting here in front of fans again?
Yeah, I would. I feel like after that performance, you see what I can do in front of a crowd. Keep me in front of a crowd.
I don't think he's fought in front of a crowd in the UFC yet. Do you think that would play any sort of advantage, or is that just like...
I don't care. That is... Whatever is with him and his stuff, I'm sure he'd be happy to, but honestly, I just want to fight in front of a crowd. I could give a shit what the other guy feels like.
The shoulder thing, is that a pre-existing sort of thing that you've just been carrying around, or is that something they told you tonight?
That's something from my last fight, but like I said, it hasn't bothered me at all. I did see one guy that said, gave me a timetable, like I should get it done, but I could definitely fit one more fight in within that timetable for sure. It's just a matter of I don't know, I've heard conflicting things, but it feels fine, and if I can wait to do it, I'll wait to do it as long as it's not going to someone's getting beat up out there. As long as nothing, it doesn't put me in any kind of long-term danger, and I feel good. I feel like, I should just keep my hot streak going.
If it makes you feel good, the same sort of pop happened when your fight was going on and we were interviewing somebody. Your finish there kind of interrupted the interview as well.
Sweet.
Did you have a particular game plan for him, or did you know that as the fight went on that you guys would try to tire him out and just kind of reassess as it went on?
Well, the very first most important part of my game plan was don't get knocked out, because he likes to do that to people and he hits really hard. So I feel like I accomplished that with my movement. I was a little bit faster. I kept him guessing with level changes. Made sure I didn't stand right in front of him too much. The one or two times I did, he did crack me a couple times that I had to, get the hell out of Dodge. But other than that, that's, a lot more movement, mixing the kicks. I got really good kicks. I got really heavy kicks. Even when I kicked the leg, he was off balance and, couldn't set down to throw. So just played it smart. And then when I saw my opening, I took it.
And last one for me, and you kind of mentioned it a little bit, and I wondered if you saw or felt the same thing. When you rocked him and dropped him and then you went in and you secured the choke, he looked almost like he was out and that he came to after you secured the choke in there. Did he feel like he was out?
I couldn't really tell. Like I said, the way he crumbled, I was like, man, I've seen people stop it for less. And then I don't know if he kind of sat for it or if I came too close. I might have rushed in a little too much. But I hit him a couple times, and he still latched onto my leg. And I'm like, okay, now if he somehow gets his wits back and grabs onto my leg, now I'm stuck in this stupid position instead of finishing the fight.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just get my hips away, make some space. I've been cracking a dude in the face all night, and it took that one perfect shot to do that. So I didn't think that the ground and pound was going to completely get it done. So I was like, well, I know for sure, especially if they're locked, I can choke out pretty much any man walking this earth. So why not make this an early night?
And so once you secured it, you knew at that point it was game over.
Yeah, especially after you get rocked like that. When I go for guillotines and chokes, especially, I've always preached this: you do not have to guillotine people off your back. You can stay on top. All right, you just saw it. I was on my knees driving into him, because then if he does try to go, I can go for a mounted guillotine, or if I really do have to go to my back, I'm off on an angle and my legs are wrapped up in a way that I can always reverse and get back on top. So I see people do that and they pull guard. And I'm like, now the dude's going to pop out and you're going to lose position. Whereas if I get your neck and I hurt you, I'm staying on top, because I'll let the submission go to punch you in the face before I'll hang on to the submission and give up top position.
It's awesome. Congrats on the victory. It was quite a performance.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you about the technique, but I think you just covered it right there. So, you said that you can choke anyone out after they've been rocked, but it was late in the fight. You guys were sweaty. How much more difficult is to pull off that move late in the fight when the bodies slip around more?
It's easier. Body type plays a part to it, right? Maybe if he had, a really thick neck and it was the same width as his head, maybe it would pop out, right? But being sweaty kind of helps a little bit, because once I start squeezing, I'm going to find that chin, and my forearm's going to slide right underneath the chin, right? So, if you're dry and you get to the good spot, it's nice because they can't pop their head out. But going for the submission when you're sweaty, as long as you can stay in the right spot and you get that squeeze on, arm slid right underneath his neck. There was nothing he could do about it. And again, I was driving into him, staying on top, so he couldn't rear back and pop his head out, because sometimes guys fall back like that or they pull away, and that helps your opponent, especially when you're sweaty, pop out. But if I drive into you, not only does it help curl your neck and secure the choke tighter, but even if you do pop out, you pop out and go to your back, and I stay on top so I can keep punching you in the face, and I'm on the A side.
So you said body type kind of makes a difference. In what way do you feel like you are built to choke people out more so than other fighters?
I don't know if I'm built to choke people out, or it just ends up happening that way all the time, right? I got kind of a weird body shape. I got these long dancer's legs, and I got a short, thick torso. So my kicks are really good, and I got a strong core. So maybe that helps for choking people. I don't know.
And then I'm curious about the call out. You gave us a little backstory that he called you out, but you've been here for a long, long time, and he's a guy who's rather new. We usually see guys trying to go forward in the rankings. You're, on your way there. You've been in the UFC. So what do you really have to gain from fighting a guy who's still quite new?
The guy I just fought was 3-1. He's pretty new too. And that's one thing. I finished him. Alex Pereira couldn't do that, and he's getting a title shot. So, and this is the thing though. Someone calls me out. All right, let's go. But I also said, if they don't want to give me that fight, they want to give me somebody with a number next to their name, I'm not going to say no to that.
What kind of confidence does it give you to know that you just choked out a guy that the next title challenger couldn't finish?
It's just something cool to say, but just winning gives you a lot of confidence, right? And just being comfortable with myself, knowing my skill set, knowing that I belong, all good stuff. All right, thanks, guys.